Hey, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I'm Jabin Postal, and today at the grill we're making some smoky and delicious honey garlic ribs using the Camp Chef Pellet Grill. And these things are absolutely incredible. And just like always, I'm going to put all the show notes as well as the full recipe in the description box below, so make sure to click down there to see everything that you need for this cook. Also, if you like what we're doing on this channel, consider subscribing for more great barbecue recipes, tutorials, and reviews. Now, other than that, let's get into the cook. As I said, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I appreciate you being here. Today at the grill, we're making up some sticky and delicious honey garlic ribs that are gonna be so great. We're gonna be cooking them on the Camp Chef Pellet Grill today. And this is gonna be a recipe that you're gonna really enjoy. And so there's not much to do to prepare these ribs today. I did go ahead and already trim off some of the edges as well as some of the loose meat that was on there. And now the only thing I'm gonna do is remove the membrane. And so this is a really easy process. All you do is take a butter knife and we're just going to wedge it underneath that membrane by the bone. Get your thumb under there and just kind of keep wedging it. There we go. Once your thumb's under, we're just going to begin to lift up. There we go. We're just going to pry it off. If you are having a little bit of trouble removing that membrane, go ahead and use a little bit of paper towel. This allows you to grip that membrane a little bit easier, but this method works great for me every single time. And so with our membrane removed, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna hit it with a little bit of mustard. This is gonna be our binder for today's rub. We're gonna start with the back side. I'm gonna place that on there. And so today I'm gonna be using a combination of my Mad Cow beef rub and a little bit of my original rub. And we're not going to go too heavy on this because we're going to add a lot of extra flavor with that honey garlic sauce that we're going to be putting on throughout the cook. There we go. We'll add a little bit of the original rub. And so the Mad Cow is going to give us that salt and pepper as well as a little bit of spice. And then this original rub is going to add a little bit of extra sweetness to these ribs. There we go. Going to flip this over. I'm going to hit that top side with this mustard again. There we go. And then again, we're going to hit it with that Mad Cow and then follow that with the original rub. All right, that looks pretty good. And so when you are doing this recipe, go ahead and use your favorite rib. Like I said, I'm using spare ribs today, but go ahead and use your favorite. If you want to use some back ribs, go for it. It's not going to really change the cooking method. And so with our ribs all prepared, let's go ahead and get them onto the Camp Chef. All right, so we'll get that lid closed. And so for today's cook, I'm gonna be cooking these ribs at 250 degrees with my smoke level set to number 7. And we're gonna come back partway throughout this cook to spritz as well as to add some of our honey garlic sauce as it comes time. I've been cooking these ribs for about an hour and a half now, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up the grill and take a look to see how these ribs are cooking along, as well as I'm gonna spritz them with a combination of half apple cider vinegar as well as half water, just to provide a little bit of hydration for these ribs as they cook. So let's take a look. These ribs are looking very nice already. You can see that that smoke is starting to add a little bit of color to the outside, but the outside is starting to dry a little bit, so I am gonna hit it with this spritz. All right, so let's get that lid closed, and we're gonna continue to cook this at 250 degrees, coming back about every hour to give it another spritz just to add some hydration to these ribs as they cook. And while they're cooking, let's go ahead and start to make our honey garlic sauce. All right, so this honey garlic sauce is very simple to make. You've seen me use it a few times on this channel before. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this on to medium-low heat, and the first thing I'm gonna add is 1/3 cup of soy sauce. I also have about 5-6 cloves of finely minced garlic. I'm gonna add that in. Next, I have about a teaspoon of finely minced ginger as well. what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna allow the garlic and ginger to simmer in that soy sauce to really begin to pull out the flavor of those ingredients before we add our honey. All right, so only about a minute has gone by and you can really begin to smell that garlic. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about a half a cup of honey. You're gonna pour that right in there. And then with our honey in our sauce, I'm gonna turn our heat off completely and just begin to mix this in thoroughly. All right, so with this all mixed together, I'm just gonna have a little taste just to see if it's missing anything. Oh my goodness, that is good stuff. Then I'll place it off to the side to cool down a little bit, and as it cools, it will thicken up slightly, giving us a nice consistency for these ribs. Our ribs have now been cooking in the Camp Chef Woodwind for about 4 hours now, and I've been spritzing it, every 45 minutes to an hour just to keep the ribs nice and hydrated as it cooks. And so let's open up the grill and just see if it's time to put our sauce on. Just look at this. You can see that we have some nice bone pullback happening, and this is sort of one of the things that we're looking for to know if they're done. Let's go in and feel for tenderness. So I'm gonna lift this rack onto the side and just pull on the bones a little bit, and you can see how these are starting to just pull away from the meat a little bit. And so these are pretty close to being done. If you're using a digital thermometer to know if they're done, you're looking for around that 200-degree mark, and these are sitting around 197 approximately. And so with the ribs only having about 30 minutes left in their cooking time, we're gonna apply our honey garlic sauce. So with our ribs all sauced, I'm gonna close up the lid and we're gonna continue to cook these for another 30 minutes to allow that sauce to set up and get all tacky and a little bit sticky. And then we'll come back about 10 minutes prior to these ribs being fully done to give it one last sauce before we pull them off to get ready for the taste test. It's been about 4 hours and 45 minutes since we put these ribs onto the Camp Chef pellet grill, and these honey garlic ribs turned out incredible. The smell that's coming off them is so good, and they have a nice rich mahogany color to them, and they just looked like a perfect rack of ribs. And so let's get into it and go for a taste test. These are cutting through so nice. All right, let's go for a taste of this guy right here. It's been calling my name ever since I cut that slice. And so let's go for the taste test. Those are perfectly cooked. Oh my goodness, wow. As always, it's really hard to beat a perfectly cooked rack of ribs. The flavor on these was absolutely phenomenal. The way that sweetness from the honey and that garlic just comes together so great with pork like this. And then the tenderness was totally spot on. The bone came clean off the meat without falling off the bone. It was perfect. In fact, just let me show you this again because I just really want another taste test. Look at that. Nice clean bite. I'm telling you, it's perfect. If you've never tried honey garlic ribs like this before, make sure to give it a try. They're sticky, they're sweet, they're smoky, they're just incredibly delicious. You won't be disappointed. So I'm gonna go ahead and have some more, and I hope you give this a try. Now that's delicious. These honey garlic ribs are smoky, sticky, and just incredible. I hope you give them a try because I know you're gonna love them. Hey, if you want to see more barbecue videos just like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Also, special thank you to all my patrons out there who help support this channel every single week. Until next time, keep that fire lit and get cooking.